Okay, so hi and welcome to another episode of
Hey,
Unscripted.
everybody.
Hi,
Got a new one over here.
This
Eric,
is
want to
Eric.
introduce yourself?
my name is Eric.
Yeah.
Eric has a beard and enjoys art.
Yes,
I do.
That's Eric. And then we have Aaron here again.
I'm also apparently new to this. Am
Yeah.
I? No?
No, not really.
Hey guys, it's my first time.
And I'm Danet. Okay. And do we want to first, before we talk about trailers, which is this episode's topic, is movie trailers, TV trailers, stuff like that. Do you want to talk about the big logos on me and Aaron's?
Well, my shirt
Chest.
is the best here. So.
Yeah, Eric's over here.
This is the new shirt that we're trying to get out there. So I mean,
The rest of us haven't gotten the
Earth
money to
tones.
afford.
they're part of something different. I don't
So
know.
you know. But yeah, we have shirts now. I don't know if you can see them that well. But yeah, we have shirts now made by our awesome friend Bailey
No,
Kennedy,
backwards.
who has, she's actually starting her own business now called Dare, where she does a whole bunch of shirts and everything. And we'll put a link in the description for her Etsy shop, which I think she's getting set up soon.
Bailey's a pretty talented artist, so
He is.
if you guys could throw some messages her way, or some love, or even money. I know money's kind of hard to come
Cookies,
by, but
cupcakes.
you know.
She likes coffee.
She likes coffee a lot.
I think tea.
Yeah. Anyway, trailers.
Anyway, yeah, movie trailers, TV trailers. So, does anybody have something they want to start off with?
No idea.
Okay, so
Awesome, Eric.
I
let's
don't know.
Let's start with the obvious. Trailers are not honest summaries of movies. Everybody knows this. But it's kind of insidious in the ways that they can be a little bit deceitful in what they're presenting you. Frozen comes to mind. Oh, yes, this channel loves
Yes.
talking about Frozen. But it's got some good stuff because Olaf was put on the front and center for every poster, every trailer, and all the parts of the movie. If you've actually seen the movie, Olaf is an important character, but he's nowhere near the upper tiers of character. He's on the same level as Elsa and Anne and all the people, but Olaf doesn't even come in at the beginning. Unlike Ice Age, where the comedy sloth is right there from the get-go.
Yeah, the trailers for Frozen, when they came out, was actually, they were really the reason why I didn't want to go see the movie at all. Like, everybody was talking about it, but all their trailers were basically focused on, this is going to be a funny kids show or funny kids movie, and, you know, it's
Just another DreamWorks romp
yeah, and
kind
I
of
was
thing.
like, I don't want to see it because I generally don't like comedies. Like, I just don't want to watch something that's just constantly trying to make you
And
laugh.
having watched the movie, was Olaf actually pretty tolerable?
Yeah, I
As
like him.
Himself? Yeah, he's tolerable. And does he kind of add to the movie, too?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the trailers, it was more like, you know, we're going to shove this character at you with, like, look at all these cool jokes and these funny jokes. But in the movie, it was more well-timed and, like, not prominent.
It felt
and out there.
organic that he was
Yeah,
in
it
there, where the
felt
trailer was
real.
kind of like through this montage of Olaf with
Yeah. Organic
characters
except for the
chasing
fact
after
that he was
them.
a
Yeah.
living snowman.
What?
Organic except for the fact that he was, you know, a living...
With some seriously
Snowman.
dark urges.
yeah.
But beyond that, a lot of trailers can skew the entire meaning of the movie to viewers. I remember a lot of trailers that as a kid, I was like, yeah, this movie's gonna be so awesome. Little hype Aaron in his like propeller hat with a lollipop in his hand, if you can
That's a
picture
thing
that.
that happened.
I guess Danet knows.
Yeah.
And I get all hyped for these movies because they have these really cool action scenes. And I go to see the movie, and I was just like, oh. And when I finally got to the action scene, it was literally the action scene from the trailer and nothing else.
Yeah, if you like, because a lot of trailers will show like all these big, huge scenes from the movie, and it's like, well, if we basically just watch the movie, why should I go pay like $5 for a movie ticket now?
Exactly. Some of the trailers are like, these are the best parts of a movie. Let's show these to the audience. When they fail to realize that those are literally all your movie has to offer. Yeah, that's how you're going to make the money, but it's also kind of...
Yeah.
Avatar was like that.
Which one?
Not The Last Airbender.
Not the one that
Let us
makes me
not
wanna
speak
throw
of
up.
that. Let's not speak of that. Oh, God. But, Avatar, the James Cameron one, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it looks really cool, big, exciting, kind of an adventure, but the real movie had some pacing issues. And the action sequences kind of... Well, it felt like it was the right time for an action sequence, but the lead-up was kind of iffy. I don't know. Having seen the trailer, I was like, yeah, this could be really, really cool. I've seen the effects are awesome, but having seen the movie, I was just kind of...
Yeah. But then, like, on the opposite end, you can't make a trailer. Like, have you ever seen trailers for a movie or a show, something that told you absolutely nothing about it? Like you
what?
just, like, I think about Hannibal, the show, and, like, I'm not trying to, like, poke at it because I love that show to death, but sometimes they have, like, really weird sort of promos, things, or teaser trailers that's just like, well, what was the point of recording that?
Gotta fill airtime somehow, right?
Yeah. And then, like, there's also trailers where they'll put, like, a really big scene in there, and it's, like, really focused on and really dramatic, and then it's not in the movie at all.
Yeah.
Which is a really weird thing to do, I would think.
All these things that you guys are saying, I want to say, like, that Spider-Man 2...
Is this the part I have to leave the room for?
Like, well, I mean, like, The Amazing
can do
Spider-Man
that.
2, all the things you guys are saying, it's like, that's the worst part about Spider-Man 2. That's all I have to say about the trailer.
Jeanette,
What?
leave the room.
Yeah. Jeanette has to leave the room because she hasn't seen Spider-Man 2 and she really wants to.
For all you other people who haven't seen Spider-Man 2, you might want to maybe kill the sound for a
Bye.
bit. When the spoiler
Well,
moment is
have
over...
you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but I don't intend to.
You don't care?
I don't care.
Okay.
Anyway, when the spoiler moment is over and you can turn your sound back on, I will do this. Okay? Begin.
Okay,
Spoilers
so
now.
I think they touched on how there's a giant action scene in a trailer and you don't really even see that in the movie at all, and that's their selling point.
You mean the part where Electro's kind of chasing through what look like a series of Tesla towers?
That's in the movie.
Okay.
I think that's towards the end, but
It seemed like a climactic kind of
it's
thing.
there is a part I think in the trailer where they introduce Rhino as a character, like as a new character. He is literally irrelevant almost the entire movie. I'm not exactly sure, but I know for a fact that towards the end, and I haven't seen it myself, I've seen my own other reviews that say that the movie is like going to kill all Rhino fans because of this. The trailer
Rhino fans?
Yes. Anybody, like, there are some people who want to see this movie just because of Rhino, because he's in the movie.
As far as Spider-Man's villains, how high of a tier is freaking Rhino?
I know. I mean, I would kind of find it interesting myself that, like, they would take a, like, a character that pretty much sucks and tries to, like, redesign them. But, I mean, it'd be kind of interesting to see it anyway.
Played by, who is it played by?
Who?
I can't remember his name. It's not Steve Buscemi.
The Rhino dude?
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, towards the end, it's literally the fight scene, like, they're about to fight, and then the movie ends. And they took the very last scene of the movie and put it in the trailer, selling it
Wait.
to everybody.
They're about to fight and it ends?
Yes, they're about to fight. Like, literally, they clash, and then the movie just stops at the very end. Because, like, he's like, this Spider-Man is, like, I guess he's, like, about to quit being Spider-Man, but then he, like, gets a note from, what's the...
Are we going to get Amazing Spider-Man Part 2?
What do you mean?
Like, are they gonna continue
no,
it?
they, like, that's the even worst part. Like,
Oh, no.
at the end, like, you know how every Marvel movie has, like, a thing where they sell, like, the next movie's coming up after the credits? It was just about X-Men. It was just, like, the next movie trailer, like, they just sold a spot to sell the next X-Men movie that literally had nothing to do with Spider-Man. So, there you go. I can't wait until I see Danette's reactions.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we all have... I've always been saying this to myself. The idea of that many heroes... No, that many villains, that many antagonists inside of a movie. You need to develop the antagonist to give them background, to give them time to shine on their own. I'm guessing Spider-Man does not do that.
Nobody in the movie does that, but I mean,
Even
there's
Electro,
not really...
who seemed to have the most characterization.
Nope. Nobody in the movie. I want to see it, though, because I want to see how bad it actually is.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, the trailer, I mean, to sum it up, the trailer of that movie...
We should cut the
sells
spoiler
it,
moment.
Yeah, sells it to be much more than it actually is. And I actually want to see it just because of how bad it actually is, because it might be actually hilarious, like an unintentional comedy, but...
I don't know. Amazing Spider-Man 1 kind of almost fell asleep during it. Not a lot was happening.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah, trailers.
Oh,
Danette.
Danette, you can come back if you want to.
They had so much fun without you.
What?
But now we're gonna have more
What are you
fun
saying
with
to
you.
Erica is provoking the fact that you're mean?
Erica is playing Papers, Please in there, and she didn't earn.
Able to pay for heating and food.
She didn't earn any money for her family, and I'm happy because last time she earned $35, whereas I earned none. Anyway,
Overachieving.
what are you talking about now?
We're done with our topic about why we dislike Amazing Spider-Man 2
Okay.
and
Oh,
Amazing
the
Spider-Man 1.
Mm,
But we're moving on. We're moving past
moving
that.
on.
Emma Stone's pretty great.
Hey, she's pretty. This time.
Anyway, have you seen Easy A?
I have not. Erica was talking to me about it earlier. I've seen a bunch of different scenes
actually
from
really,
it, but I
really
haven't
good.
seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else about trailers can we talk about?
Um,
Maybe I can move this into video game territory somehow.
Yeah, if you want to talk about video game trailers, because they're very similar.
Oh god,
But
I know.
they're also different
Oh,
though.
God.
Because video game trailers, whereas movies, the conventional way to make trailers for a movie is to play a series of clips from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Video game trailers, especially these days, they're pre-rendered cutscenes using graphics that you will almost never see in game.
Yeah.
Now,
Although next gen might change that.
it'll never change that. They'll just get even better graphics for the cutscenes for that kind of stuff, and
Yeah,
we'll
but
still have a lower
I've
tier.
seen like a couple trailers for some games that literally just use in-game, like source engines. Like, I guess Valve is kind of famous for it. They only use like, they'll use like, what's the program called? What's the program called? What is it? Have you seen it? Like it's where they I can't fucking talk. Source film engine. That's what it is. They use the engine from the game itself, and instead of playing the game, they have the mechanics are animating it. So they use the in-game, and then they add, I guess, special effects on top of that. But the quality of it doesn't really change. It's just like what you would actually see in the game, except cinematic. Like it takes a more cinematic approach instead of like just playing the game. Like, you know, there's game trailers where they just, in-game trailer where they just play the game and it just shows you the game. So, I mean, it's like a combination. But I know a really bad game that uses pre-rendered.
Not even all bad games.
I know.
Like the usual AAA development thing, not even AAA, is to just show you. What really strikes me as weird about the idea of pre-rendered cutscenes. Well, not cutscenes. Cutscenes are fine. They do tell the story. Pre-rendered cinematics just for the sake of trailers is it's like if a director wrote an entirely different thing for a movie and used that for the trailer, and then just had the regular movie play in theaters. It's probably worse than we were talking about with trailers that don't tell you anything, because.
Sorry, you can finish.
No,
finish
go on.
that.
Go on.
But I'm like, because playing off the point you said, a director does a completely different thing for the trailer. You could also you could do that if you did it right. Where I know some shows have started doing here's a little 5-minute sort of prequel for the next episode, and sort of see what you don't see that happens before the episode, or something that happens before the movie. So if you did it like that, it could actually be really cool.
To do it in trailer form, showing it before you've seen
if that's
anything?
the only thing you release, then that's probably not going to work.
And that is how video game trailers often go.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen a bunch of video game trailers that just... every time I see a pre-rendered thing, I'm always like, wow, this pre-rendered scene is very cool. What's the game like?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Civilization recently released a trailer for their new upcoming title called Beyond Earth. And it literally just oozes with, we're here to generate hype. The game itself could very well be awesome. Not saying it's not going to be. I actually am very excited for it. But having seen the trailer, I don't know anything about the gameplay.
It's probably because it's too early.
That's way too early.
It's still development, obviously.
They're literally doing this just to get a reporter attention and market attention and gamer attention. Because
it worked.
Rule of thumb in this modern age, unless you're working off of Steam Greenlight, you got to find a way to get your game on the street. You got to find a way to get your game on the streets.
But yeah, I know a really bad game. I mean,
you know a really bad game.
I know a really. It's very specific. I know a really
the
bad
one
game
bad game.
that
Really.
uses
Is it ET?
No, it's have you guys heard of Thief?
Mm-hmm.
Like the Thief franchise.
Really glad you're doing this. Really glad you're doing this.
and we're still doing video games. I just had a thought about an actual movie, but I don't remember it by now. I kind of forgot because we changed subjects. But Thief, I know it's an old game and it's been remade a couple times, and I don't know how good it actually is. Like, I've never actually played the older ones, and I hear that they're actually good. But the one they just recently remade, just called Thief, I don't know, is that just what it's called? It's just Thief?
It's the modern day way to name games.
Okay.
Just get rid of all the other stuff that we added on.
Yeah.
Start fresh.
I thought it was going to be a really cool game. It actually caught me in the trap of a pre-rendered scene because I thought it was really cool. And, like, it set the tone and everything, and it was, like, just really cool. And I ended up buying it for, like, I don't know, I think $50, and it was, like, really, really bad. And I didn't like it. And, I mean, it was really well rendered and everything, but it was, like, graphics do not equate to aesthetics. Like, it was actually kind of dull, and the gameplay was dull, and
So you're
I
saying
guess
that
they kind of, or I don't know. I've never played the older games, so I don't know what they're like, but
are you telling us that a really, really well rendered brick wall is still just a boring brick wall?
it can, yeah, because it has to be, like, you can get it as realistic as possible, but, like, what fun would it be if you just rendered everything so perfect, but you're just, like, in, like, a bland room the entire time?
Plus, watching that trailer was like, this is telling me nothing of what the game is going to be about.
Oh, the trailer did tell me, like, the trailer informed me about what it was going to be about. You're, like, stealing things and stuff, and, like, it's, like, in your face about how, like, bad the society is in the game, but, like, it's, like, the gameplay was nothing told you about the gameplay.
Nothing
It told you a
the
good
gameplay.
amount about the story, but the gameplay was just bad. So, I mean, I guess crossing over to story and telling you more about the story than what about the gameplay is, which is what video games are supposed to be about, mainly, because that's what makes it a video game, the interactive part.
We were just playing
it
a
just
game.
kind of goes downhill.
We were just playing a game over there with really, really poor graphics and kind of just like a really simple soundtrack.
It's
And
stylized.
Eric picked it up and played it instantly and loved it, and I love it too. So again, we're kind of moving back to our earlier conversation about graphics, and that it's not as important to really core parts of the game.
Does that game have a trailer?
Yeah,
Is it
trailer's
just
in-game
about
footage.
gameplay? Yeah.
The game's in-game footage. It's just in-game footage. Like, what else are they going to show you?
That's what I would guess.
Yeah.
I think going back to what Eric was saying about how, you saw a really cool trailer that you thought was going to be what the game was, and then you went and you spent $50 on a game, which I think is why it's really more dangerous with trailers with video games, because if you see a cool trailer for a movie and you go see the movie, that's like
That's
maybe
what it is.
$5 away. Like, if you don't like the movie, it's like $5, and you're like, okay, it kind of sucks that I wasted like $5, but it's not as bad as wasting $50 on a game that you suddenly don't like.
$50 in 6 to 10 hours of your time.
And you can't like sell it because nobody else likes the game, and even if somebody did like it, they're not gonna pay you full price for it. So it's like really bad with video games when they do trailers that don't do a game justice or anything.
Speaking of that, actually, trailers also lie. They can lie a great deal.
That's what they're made to do.
Well, they're not made to lie. They're made
Not
to get
lie,
you in
but,
the
like,
seats.
They're made to like avoid certain things so that they give you bits and pieces, and
But
the real thing
right
is
now, I'm
different.
talking about straight up lying.
Yeah.
Like, what we've been talking before is kind of bending the truth, manipulating the tone, trying to attract you for things that may not quite be there, but they
Yeah.
are there in some capacity. I'm talking about legitimately lying. I've seen a lot of trailers where there's been scenes in the trailers I didn't see anywhere in the movie.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a
That's
movie like
what
that?
No,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have or not.
yeah.
It was, again, as a kid, I would just watch like anime trailers and I was like, that scene looks awesome. And I would watch the movie and I was waiting for that scene to happen. So at least I could be like, yeah, it's that scene. I love
Yeah.
that scene. But it just never came. And if anybody knows about the lovely alien colonial marines, they had this entire kind of introduction to the game footage, which we'd be doing in-game. People took a look at that trailer and they were like, let's buy the game. And as a lot of reviewers noted after they bought the game, it looks nothing like what they showed you in the trailer. Nothing at all. And they didn't change that. They kept the same footage they had in an earlier build, which looked awesome, and replaced it with... It was bad. Very bad. Not the worst. Very, very bad. Have you seen any footage from it? Just aliens running on ceilings and break dancing on the ground, and just terrible.
Fun stuff.
Textures popping in and out and then in.
Oh. That doesn't sound fun at all.
Like your room just being covered in jam. And they're not covered in jam. They're covered in jam again.
Just you.
So then, what in your opinion, what in your guys' opinion, should a trailer actually do? What should it accomplish? Like, what is the...
You know, you mentioned
Or is it,
something...
like, only, like, a bad thing that trailers are?
You mentioned something very good. I'm glad you asked this. Is that... Eric mentioned that he enjoyed it when a trailer talked about the setting and the story. So if you're going to have a movie, show us your setting, show us a glimpse of your story, and like the summary of a back of a book, we'll pick it up based on that. If we want to like take pages from the book, then we can just watch late night talk show hosts and see little clips from the movie itself. When you throw all this stuff at us, you're either going to subtract from the movie itself, inadvertently lie to us, or lie to us. What happens? Can you guys name a trailer that you really enjoyed for a movie? What trailer did you watch and you were like, yeah, Godzilla. I hope they didn't lie to me. Really hope they didn't lie to me.
I liked, and I might be biased because I like it in general, but the Cloud Atlas trailer that they had for the movie, I would watch that trailer over and over again because it was very well put together, and it sort of, because the Cloud Atlas movie in general is a really interesting sort of setup for a movie, and I think they showed enough where your interest was piqued, but you didn't get the entire story.
It shows all these anarchistic themes in the movie, and you're like, wow, that looks really interesting. How are they putting all this together? Is this going to be a train wreck? Is this going to be a really cool movie? Who knows? Yeah.
I think that was also a sort of thing that added to it because it was so new and so like different what they were doing that you're like, there's no way that's actually going to work. But then you see it and it...
I've heard a lot of mixed feelings about Cloud Atlas, but...
Have you seen
it?
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen the movie?
Adore it, yes.
Yeah, I know that you really like it.
I just like being confused. I didn't know what the point, but it was like, does like knowing this, like reading the book itself, help you understand it, or?
I guess, I mean, I read the book before I went and saw the movie. I guess you sort of understand it better, but like the movie is very much, you can't, and they've talked about it before when they talked about making the movie, you have to go in and you have to try, you can't try to understand what's happening in front of you. You have to just sort of sit there and watch it and sort of just let it unfold. You can't go in there and think, well, if they're that person, but they're also this person, but then, because that's just not going to work. It can't work when you do it like that.
It didn't work.
I actually thought it was a pretty well put together movie. Bit gory for me. I actually had to leave the room when that whole...
Really?
The meat hook through the ankles thing.
Yeah, the Sanmi scenes. The book is very, like, when that scene, I'm like, it made my stomach yucky. But we're sort of getting away from
And I'm not actually that adverse to gore. As for gameplay. Please show us gameplay. Please show us snippets of gameplay. If I was to look at a little bit from Devil May Cry, like some good executed combos, if anybody knows what Devil May Cry is, then I'd be like, yeah, this looks rad. This is really, really cool. Pre-rendered footage doesn't work. I mean...
Well, I think it's cool that Steam, I don't know if it, like... It's more accessible in Steam. You could probably find it on YouTube as well, or any other place, but when you have a game released on Steam, they'll have, like, the trailers lined up next to, like, I guess, photographs of it. So when you go to the game, when you go to the page for the game, it'll have, like, okay, this is, like... it wouldn't necessarily say pre-rendered trailer because that would be kind of dumb, but it says like a specific name for that trailer, and then they'll have like gameplay trailer, and then they'll have like commentary trailer, and they'll have like these types of trailers lined up so you can actually see how they market it differently, and I guess that helps. But like like a red flag would go off is that if you go to the homepage for it and there's literally no gameplay trailer, don't buy it at full price.
Wait.
Not.
Let somebody else walk into that trap.
Yes, watch. Like, I fell into that trap, and I feel so bad. And I didn't even beat the game because I stopped because I stopped like literally on level 1, and Assassin's Creed 3.
It got me with that. I saw the trailers. I was like, yeah, more Assassin's Creed. This should be good. Got into it. Lost interest almost immediately.
I thought it was a good game, but like the trailers made it seem like it would be better.
Much
way
actiony.
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on, fighting in wars.
Mm-hmm.
It was about the point when I was doing the whole Concord defense,
Mm-hmm.
when all those British guys are coming after you and you have to command your militiamen
Yeah,
to
that
go
was
into places.
really tedious.
That went on for too long, and I was like, this is the military way they're going to show things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, as an assassin, should I really even be in a war? Shouldn't I be kind of around the outskirts of a war?
Yeah.
It's the Call of Duty-ification, but we should probably have a different thing about that.
But are there any other last thoughts about trailers for anything that you want to throw in before we wrap up this video?
It's like we're saying, don't do drugs. Okay, don't get into those pre-rendered scenes, kids.
Do it.
It's easy.
Don't
Stay
do
in
it.
school.
They're shiny. They're real shiny. They're real nice looking, but you might not be paying for that.
Yeah. So,
I think we're good.
yeah, that's the episode. So, subscribe and,
This has been Unscripted, guys.
yep.
Woo!
Bye.
Thanks, Eric.